Hey guys, okay, so welcome back to This Gathered Nest. I am Angela. If you are new here, I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel. I make all kinds of lifestyle mommy videos. We also do vlogs. You got a mix here on this channel, so definitely subscribe. But today I'm going to be talking about baby names. Now, I love baby names, and I always thought like, well, you can only put up videos about baby names if you're pregnant or like having a baby. But I've learned that that's not true. Lots of people share baby names that they love, and I am the kind of person that pretty much always has a names list running on my phone. You know, you never know when you might get a new pet. And want to name it one of those names. I've always kept a list. I think I even kept a list somewhere on like a notebook before I was ever even like married or anything like that. So I just like naming things. I think it's fun. And I know a lot of people are really into it. Plus, maybe you're pregnant and you're looking for name ideas. So maybe this video will give you some inspiration. We are going to be talking today strictly about what I consider unique baby names. I do have 2 other videos about baby names from when I was pregnant with my twins. I shared with you some of my favorite girl names and boy names at that time that we weren't going to use. And so I'll leave those linked down below if you want to check them out. But today I made a list of 10 of my favorite unique baby girl names. Now, I realize unique is in the eye of the beholder. So you might think these are not unique, they're weird. And you might also think those aren't unique, they're normal. It's really, you know, opinion based. So let's just jump in so I don't waste too much of your time and get to the names. The first name on my list is Darby. I love this name. I named my cat this name. We got a cat for the girls a few years ago, and okay, it was more than a few years ago now, and we named her Darby. I don't know why I like the name so much. I think it makes you sound kind of, I don't know, it's kind of like a cool girl name, you know, like she's Darby, right? Like Darby's a cool girl. I don't know why I make that connection, but I really like the name Darby. I've noticed that a lot of the girl names that I like end in that E sound. So either they end with a Y or end with an E or something like that. So anyways, I know that I like that sound, and you know how I know it? Because number 2 on my list is the name Halsey. This was something that I can't remember. I recently saw this name somewhere. Now I've learned, you guys should know, I'm not super up and up on the cool things that all the cool kids are doing. So I realize now that Halsey is the name of a singer, I believe. But I can't remember where I saw it. And I just thought, oh my gosh, that's such a cute name for a little girl, Halsey. And I feel like Halsey is someone that is really cute as a kid. And then as an adult, she's kind of a bad A, like in a good way though. Like doesn't take any crap off of anybody. That's how I see Halsey. Like that name. Okay, the third name on my list is actually a name of a friend of mine. The name is LOVELYN, and I met her years ago through the adoption world. And I remember the first time that I met her or saw her on social media, I was like, LOVELYN, that is such a unique name. Like that is so beautiful. Like it has the word love in it, but then it's, you know, obviously adding the Lynn makes it feel more like a name. And I just thought that's so beautiful. And it was on one of my original lists with the twins. I went through many a name list when I was pregnant with twin girls, as you might imagine. And it was definitely on that list because I just think it's so beautiful and sweet. And obviously, like when you know somebody and have a really good positive correlation to a name, it helps, you know? Okay, number 4 on my list is Evangeline. Now, if you know anything about our family, you know that we did have a cat named Evangeline. We found out later that Evangeline was a boy, so we changed the name to Evan because we thought that Evangeline was a girl. Not. So we changed the name to Evan. But Evangeline, I just think is such a beautiful name. It flows so beautifully, and it also makes me think of Princess and the Frog when he sings to Evangeline, the stars. I love Evangeline. I think it's a really pretty name and lots of nickname options. I am a nickname person. I know some people aren't. They want you to call their kid what they named them. But I am a nickname person, so whenever I pick a name or think I like a name, I always consider like, what would the nicknames be for this name? The next on my list is the name Randi, spelled R-A-N-D-I. I'm a big fan of more masculine names for girls. I just have always liked that. I think growing up, I remember wishing my parents had named me something like that, like Charlie or Randy. Because again, I always think those girls sound like cool girls, but not cool girls like mean girls. Just like when I think of mean girls, I think of like Victoria. I'm sorry if your name is Victoria. I'm sure you're a wonderful person. But when I say like cool girls, I mean like the cool girls who aren't mean. I hope that makes sense. But I love the name Randi. I see Randi as like an athlete. She's good at sportsing things. I'm not, so it's probably a good thing they didn't name me that. You can see it's a very scientific method to like why I like the names that I like. The next name on my list, again with that Y sound or Y and E sound, is TRUVY. I am a huge fan of Steel Magnolias. I have a daughter named Shelby. I love Dolly Parton. I think so many good things about Dolly Parton, but I love the name TRUVY. I think it's incredibly unique, but not weird. There's all kinds of, again, little nicknames, Vivi, you could call her True, like all kinds of cute little nicknames that you could do with TRUVY. And I think, you know, when you name your kid after someone, if it's like that, if you're saying like, I'm naming you TRUVY because I love this character. I love TRUVY's character in Steel Magnolias too. So I just really like the name TRUVY. It was 100% on my list. I don't think that CR, if I remember correctly, my husband, I don't think he really cared for it very much. But I could be wrong. I just don't remember specifically why we took it off of our list, but I love the name TRUVY. The next name on my list is Poppy. This is one of those names that I feel like I love. I love to hear it. I don't know that I would ever be able to use it. When you see somebody or hear of somebody with a little girl named Poppy, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so cute. But then, now this is gonna age me a little bit. Does anybody watch the show Frasier? Because in some of the later episodes, the station manager's daughter comes and her name is Poppy. And so she very much fits the personality and the way I would picture an adult Poppy. But I think sometimes that's my struggle with names, is I'm like so cute as a kid and baby, but then I have a hard time conceptualizing a Poppy as an adult. But I do that reverse too with names that seem really adultish, and I'm like, okay, I can see an adult name that, but a kid, like that feels too adultish for a kid. Anyways, I love the name Poppy. I think it's so cute. A million little nicknames that you could use that would be adorable. And I picture Poppy as a hoppy, happy little cute girl. Just love that name, think it's adorable. The next name on my list is another name that a friend of mine used. And I think that was the first time I really thought of it like as a name option, and that is Odette. And it's actually a friend of mine that adopted from the Congo as well. She has a daughter from the Congo and she named her Odette. And I'm like, that is so cute. It's unique, but it's not weird. That's kind of the line that I like personally with names. I think, again, it uses letters that you don't see. I mean, there's not a ton of, you kind of have like Olivia and Olive, but I think Odette is a beautiful use of an O name. That sounds weird, but I think you get what I'm saying. I really like Odette. So maybe you didn't think of that one. Maybe now you're thinking you like that one. Okay, the next name on my list is Cheyenne. I do love cities as names. I remember with Kennedy, one of the names we strongly considered was London. And I think we were going to spell it D-Y-N. But I love Austin, Dallas, Georgia, Savannah. I have a little sister named Savannah. I like names that are cities or states or whatever as names for people. But I feel like you can really only do that once, because if you do it more than once, then it sounds like that's what you're doing on purpose, you know, sort of like how our oldest daughter, her name is Kennedy. And with our second, we considered the name Reagan. But I'm like, we can't do that, or people are going to think we're naming our kids after presidents. And we weren't. We just liked the names. So same thing with city, town, state names. But Cheyenne, I think, is beautiful. I think it's very feminine. I see her as kind of a more like country western kind of girl, which, you know, what I see her as is really irrelevant. But I just, you know, you picture something in your mind, and I picture her as being very sweet, smart, and I don't know, I like the name, and that's how I picture it. Okay, and the last name on my list is actually one that again, what has been on my list for a long time, and that, you know, maybe I would use at some point for a kid or a pet or something, and that's the name Indy. And I realize there's a lot of people who like the name India, and I just like the name Indie, I-N-D-I-E. I just think it's really cute. It's short, it's to the point, but it's pretty, and it's just another unique name that I think of and I'm like, oh man, that's a cool name. I really like the name Indy. As you guys can tell, I did not give you meanings for these names. It's not that I'm not big on the meaning of names, it's just that how often is that actually reflected in your everyday life? It's just kind of like, I get it. Like sometimes people name their kids something because it's meaningful to them, and I'm not taking anything away from that. But in this case, I didn't think it was important to go into origins and meanings and all that kind of stuff. These are just unique names that I like, and you might like too, and maybe you want to use, and maybe I might use someday. I don't know, but I like them all. So give this video a thumbs up if you like baby name videos, if you enjoyed this video. If you have any unique baby name ideas, leave them down below in the comments. You probably can't because I think our comments are still disabled. Wah, wah. Give this video a thumbs up, and that will let me know that you want to see the boy version, because I can do a boy version of this name if you guys want to see it. So give this video a thumbs up so I know that you want to see the boy version, and I will get that filmed and up for you guys. But yeah, that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. This was just a fun little extra bonus video this week. We usually only do 3 videos a week, but I just thought it would be fun to talk about baby names. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe if you've not already, and give this video a thumbs up. Like I said, that's it. That's all I got. See you guys later. Bye.
About to leave, already packing. Come with me, I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know.